But then, on one hand, people just saw it as a gathering of elitist people, forgetting that there is business here. Now, that water transportation, you will go there, Igbo man will be employed, Yoruba man will be employed, Hausa man will be employed, Kanuri man will be employed. Every tribe will be employed there. So when we sit down and want to condemn, let's condemn with our head. When we want to praise, let's also praise with our head. Let us not put emotions. Everybody will be employed there. But now see the ripple effect. See what is about to birth in Lagos State. And we all sit down to condemn because some people have not eaten. See, when we see good initiatives like this, irrespective of who and where or the state where it's done, let's praise them. So when I sat here some time ago to say in one of my videos that the E1 Championship recently held in Lagos was not a bloody waste of time and resources, some people came to my comment section of that video to tell me that we, people who are in support of it, and in fact the Lagos State government, were not being empathetic towards the plight of the poor in Nigeria. They said this because Lagos hosted the E1 Championship. Like, I just couldn't understand how people couldn't see the bigger picture in all of this. Now, for those condemning that E1 Championship, because to them, as long as we still have poor people in Nigeria, any other thing else shouldn't hold until we eradicate poverty. I can categorically tell you that that singular event, the E1 Championship, held in Lagos State, is about to change the face of water transportation in Lagos. Yes, through the Omi Eko initiative. And do you know what that means? Do you know the ripple effect that is going to have on the Lagos economy? Let's discuss it. Because I can clearly see that some people are just not ready for this conversation. They are not, because they are just so narrow-minded. Anyway, if you're new here, my name is Osih-Oyelude. Thank you so much for joining, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. If you are a first-time viewer, thank you so much. If you are a returning viewer, you are the re-MVP. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate this. Now, for those who do not know what Omi Eko means, it means Lagos water. I mean, Lagos waterways, whatever, loosely translate to that, So yes, Lagos has a large body of water. And that body of water is about to be a major game changer for the state's economy through their water transportation. Now, for a minute, it seemed like to me that Lagos State has this much water and just didn't know what to do with it. They are surrounded by water and they just couldn't figure out what to do with it. But hey, the event of the last 2 years or so, yeah, seen them put inland waterways into good use, if I do say so myself. Yes, and it's been incredible. Seeing what they've done with their waterways, it's really good to see. Because you see, water took a greater part of Lagos landmass, and that's why a lot of people would argue that Lagos is one of the smallest states in terms of landmass. Water is like their land, if I should put it that way, and somehow people argue that they are not taking full advantage of it to monetize their waterways. And yeah, you may almost want to agree with them. But you see, as small as Lagos is home to a large chunk of Nigeria's population. I don't think there's anybody in Lagos, or in Nigeria rather, that doesn't have a family member in Lagos, or a friend or an acquaintance, or somehow you just know somebody in Lagos. That is how strategic and important Lagos is to Nigeria. And that's why this initiative, the ripple effect is going to have, like, everybody or almost everybody in Nigeria will benefit from it. Like somehow it's going to have a broader effect in Nigeria as a whole. Yeah. Anyway, back to my conversation. Now, the Lagos state government has recently launched, or let me say, officially launched the Omi Eko Project, a 410 million euros EU funded waterways initiative. Now, the French Development Agency, AFD, the European Union, and the European Investment Bank came together in partnership with Lagos State to make this vision a reality. You see, all of a sudden, international bodies are ready to put their money. And for a minute, you think if they did not see prospect or potential in this, they would actually put their money. Trust me, the E1 Championship sure did a thing here. Now you might think you may say that maybe this plan was already there before the championship, but I want to tell you that if they had any doubts whether that was going to even take off or is going to be a good investment plan, that E1 championship was just the confirmation they needed to say, okay, let's go with this. And you're still sitting down saying that they shouldn't have held this thing because there are some people who haven't eaten. Are you kidding me?
So the Omi Eko Project really is to formalize water transportation in Lagos State. Currently, as we have it, water transportation is largely dominated by the informal sector. And what we intend to do with the Omi Eko Project is now fully formalize it, just like the way you have the BRT system. In Lagos, before, we had the motorways, you had the downfalls, and all of a sudden the BRTs have come and play. And we've also seen the blue line and the red line as well, which is also the rail service. So the whole idea of Omi Eko is to ensure that we can drive sustainable investment, and it's a blended investment of both foreign investment and local investment, but largely a foreign investment initiative, which will see the influx of over 70 electric ferries. It's going to see the upgrade of 20 jetties and terminals. It's going to see the dredging of 140 kilometers of the inland water, which is about 70% of the inland waterways in Lagos State. It's also going to see capacity building for all the stakeholders, including LASWA, who is the implementing agency. And most importantly, also a fund for the existing local boat operators, because when these kind of initiatives happen, what usually happens is that you leave out the local boat operators, and then they're struggling, and then they keep going and kick them out, and then they start fighting the system. But we have a fund which is going to ensure that we take care of that.
Wow, you heard that. You heard all the benefits. Over 70 electric ferries. You see, it's not like Lagos didn't have like water transportation, all these years. But it was largely done by the informal sector, as you heard him say. And I don't think, yeah, it was in terms of standard, it was really something to write home about, because there are some people, because of your status, you may not be able to use that, or you wouldn't want to use that. But with the injection of these modern ferries and monies that are pumping into this to put it up to standard, trust me, anybody, both the big and the small in the society, they'll position it in such a way that people will be able to use it. So there will be some kind of, like, it will be dignifying using it. So if there are some places you want to go to in Lagos, you don't need to start using your cars, because you know that there is a good water transportation system that you can use. It's just like, the train in the UK. A lot of people will not even bother to have cars because they have a good train system. I think that is what Lagos State is trying to do, because trust me, they have burdened the roads in Lagos State. The traffic, some of all the people on the road in Lagos State have no business being on the road. There are some of this movement or these places you want to go to that you just don't have to use your car. But because they don't have other viable means of transportation, everybody just want to jump into the cars. So when they do these things like this, as government is coming in now, injecting money, and they bring it up to a particular standard, trust me, there is some people, if you give them alternative, they will not want to drive their cars. And that's the truth. And that is once again what Lagos is doing, first of its kind in Nigeria. So give it up for them. Lagos is always miles ahead of all the other states in Nigeria. Now, this is what the governor of the state, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, wrote on X. He said, "Today, with the launch of the Omi Eko Project, we take another decisive step towards transforming transportation in Lagos. Now, this initiative strengthens our commitment to building a cleaner, safer, and more effective city where water becomes a true channel for mobility and opportunity. For generations, Lagos has been defined by water, yet our roads have carried most of the city's movement. The Omi Project changes that narrative through focused investment in modern water transport. The project has two key components. The first covers the construction of inland waterways infrastructure, including 15 priority ferry routes, the dredging and marking of 140 kilometers of channels, and the development of 25 ferry terminals and jetties with electric charging points, maintenance depot, and improved road connections. Now, the second focuses on sustainable operations with over 75 electric power ferries, intelligent transport system for ticketing and passenger information, and capacity building for Lagos State Waterways Authority, LASWA. Our goal is to give Lagosians more options to move safely and efficiently while easing congestion and supporting economic growth in the state. Now you see why Lagos State will always be ahead of all the other states. Now tell me, what are the other states doing? What are they doing? Let's talk. What are they doing? Or if there's anything they're doing, let us know. We'll talk about it. We all have to grow together. No one should be left behind, but we need to know what they're doing. It's not to be defecting, and let us know what they're doing. So you see, when we see good initiatives like this, irrespective of who and where or the state where it's done, let's praise them. Let's praise them. I tell you, if we as citizens of this nation can keep our personal bias aside, be it tribe, religion, politics, we will all see the bigger picture and unite in celebrating our wins together. Unite in condemning the government when they are wrong, and together as Nigerians, we demand for better. That's it. We all, when we do this, we see a better Nigeria in our lifetime. We shouldn't just condemn when it's not our person and support when it's our person. No, we shouldn't do that. Let's all speak in one voice. So for those who just wanted to sit down and condemn it, especially that E1 championship, because I'm sure that is all some of these investors needed to say, hey, we are not making any mistake. This is a good investment. This is a good project to do. But then on one hand, people just saw it as a gathering of elitist people, forgetting that there is business here. Now that water transportation, you will go there, Igbo man will be employed, Yoruba man will be employed, Hausa man will be employed, Kanuri man will be employed. Every tribe will be employed there. So when we sit down and want to condemn, let's condemn with our head. When we want to praise, let's also praise with our head. Let us not put emotions. Everybody will be employed there. Because then you just saw people that just came to do fine. But now see the ripple effect. See what is about to birth in Lagos State. And we all sit down to condemn because some people have not eaten. And you think if we don't open our minds to do things like this in large scale, it's bigger projects like this that grow nations, that provide bigger jobs. You see, while I'm not condemning others, you give somebody sewing machine, grinding machine, and all of that, I'm not condemning that. But you see, things like that will not build an economy fast enough for you to alleviate poverty. Because people have to have money to come and patronize you to sew clothes now, or to grind their beans, or grind their whatever they want to grind. So those ones are good. But while we're doing that, these other bigger ones, this kind of big projects that people see and make it look like they are wasting money, this is where the money is. These are the things that grow economies. Now look at what the EU, the AFD, all of them are coming to put money. That's to tell you, and that's big money, 410 euros, million euros. You think all those people will come and put money because you want to give somebody a sewing machine, or you want to give somebody a grinding machine? They will not. But it's this kind of project that will attract big investors, and that's what we really need. Because the people who work there are not, most times, are not the rich people. They are not. They are the people you will tag poor people. So yeah, I decided to do this because I wanted to come and put it on the face of those who just thought that we, or me, I wanted to be elitist by promoting that thing because they did not give room for the poor people to come and watch, to come and participate. As if that is what will put food on the table of people. Instead of it to be looking at, okay, the poor man doesn't have to be there. If the thing benefits that poor man that is in one village, nothing concern coming to watch people who are racing on top of water. Right? So I battled one particular person who went back and forth, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, am I the only one seeing the money here? Or am I the only one am I just tripping? Like truly there is no business here. But look at it. Thank God this thing further, what's the word now? This thing further supports what I said in that video. For those who haven't seen that video, I'll put it in my description box so that you can watch it, or in the comment section. I'll just pin it there so you watch it. How, I was praising this, not even knowing that this project was coming. So yeah, however you would see it, this that championship gave them that boost, gave them that assurance that okay, we need to do this. And I'm not sure this is a thing anywhere in Africa. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you see, our waterways in Lagos State finally has been put to good use. So it's not just water surrounding Lagos for no reason. They are now using it for good. Yeah, so yeah, congratulations to the Lagos State governor. Congratulations to Lagos State, and congratulations to all of us as Nigerians, right? Because this is a win for all of us. It might be Lagos State, but we will all benefit from it. Okay. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think? Let's continue the conversation in the comment section, okay? All right. I see you again in my next video. Bye for now.